Hello, my name is Tom Consomo, and we're super excited to introduce to you the Faithful Five, a new podcast that we are introducing. It's a five minute episode each week where guys will explore their faith journey, different men, everyday guys, and all the struggles, blessings, ups, downs that we all encounter along the way. And I'm equally as excited to welcome Hank Fila, who is a friend, despite the fact that Hank is a Giants fan. We remain friends over the years and actually have become better friends. So welcome, Hank.
Amen. Hello, Tom. It's good to be here.
Great to have you. Great to have you. So let's jump in. Talk about, at what point you've had a long faith journey, but talk about when did faith start to play a role in your life?
Tom, I grew up in the faith, going to Catholic school, but it was more of a cultural thing. My parents made sure we went to mass every Sunday, got the sacraments in the school, all the way through college. I was in a Catholic school, but my faith really didn't come alive until probably like 1997, I would say, when I met Father Dominic Rossi, who was the pastor at St. Norbert's. It was the first time I heard anyone talk about having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and I had no idea what that was. It didn't happen right away. It took a lot of different people. One in particular, Mr. Bill Weber, invited me to a small faith sharing group, which I never heard of. And there were about 12 people, and they were talking about their faith. They're not Bible scholars, they're not theologians. It was reading a scripture passage and talking about what it means to you. And that was very foreign to me. It took me a while to really open my heart, I guess, for lack of a better word, just roll away the stone from my heart to just speak from my heart. And I think that's what faith is, really.
Right. Did something trigger this, or was it just, you were married, kids, ups and downs of life? I mean, did something make you more open, or just was there something missing, or just talk about that for a second?
Exactly that. It was, I needed something more. I loved going to mass. The music there, the preaching was excellent. But I felt like I needed to do more. So that was probably, in my 40s that I started really trying to figure this out. And then more and more, when I started hanging around with people who weren't afraid to talk about their faith, I became more comfortable. And that's when the Lord, started speaking to me and guiding me. Not that I still don't have my ups and downs, my fears and failures, my doubts. But I know now that it's in the community of faith is the only way I could keep going on this path.
Okay, that's fair. So you talked about Father Dominic, Bill Weber. Talk about someone that was influential in your life, whether that was faith related or pointed you in a direction of faith, and where did that take you?
Tom, I'm going to tell you, I was very inspired by my son while he was in high school. It was towards the end of his freshman year, and I started asking him about school, like, who are your friends, what do you do? I knew he met these great guys, and he started talking about going to adoration, making sure they went to confession and they went to mass when they could together. They held each other accountable. And I said, wow, 14-year-old kid, that was deep for me. And so it really made me go deeper. And he, to this day, he's 31 now. And the same guys he met freshman year, all of them were in his wedding party, and they are tight. One of his best friends is a priest who married him. One of his
awesome.
Father Dave O'Brien was his second wedding he performed was my son's, and those guys to this day are an inspiration. But they kind of launched me on a more convicted, a deeper journey, a deeper dive into faith. So I have to say that was a huge influence on me.
Okay. So I mean, that's an interesting, because my next question has to do, what do you think, is the biggest obstacle we see young people practicing their faith, or, on the journey a lot sooner than maybe you and I were. But what do you think is the biggest obstacle, and why is kind of trying to live the faith, let alone talking about the faith, why is it such a struggle for men? Because, I know it's a little, it's not in the secular world to talk about your faith and be open about it, but talk a little bit about what you think the biggest obstacle is for men today.
Well, I can only speak for myself, and that is me. I am the biggest obstacle. My pride. I guess I grew up in a generation where, you just bull through it. You're a guy. You don't talk about, stuff of the heart. But I even to this day, my biggest obstacle is me is I need to get out of my own way, to take the time to listen for direction from the Lord, and not just think that I have all the answers or I know the way. That's when I get in trouble, when I think I'm the only one steering the ship.
Yeah. And isn't it amazing that we all, you and I are involved in a group, and we all talk about the same struggles: pride, ego, wanting to be in control. But it's almost like everyone else think, well, that guy's got it all together, or he doesn't have that struggle. But we all, we're all cut from the same cloth, to put it, bluntly.
Yes. Tom, I've found I have all my life, I've looked for inspiration in other human beings. And I think that's natural. Athletes, people I admired, people I thought, oh, they have such a great life. But then you find out that you're right. They do have struggles. They do have issues. It's not all what it seems to be. I think, well, even for me, it's hard to, you don't want to show vulnerability and talk about your struggles. I mean, we do now, you and I can do that, but I know I'm going to say, I'm 64 now. I'm going to say it's only been about 20 years that I've been able to talk about this. And it's not psychotherapy. It's like, it's just living together. Again, as I say this all the time, as a community of faith.
So what advice, I guess, what advice would you give someone that's graduating from college and entering the real world, someone that's just getting married, someone that maybe is just having their first kid, all those kind of benchmark points in our lives that, that I believe you can really hang on your faith to help the direction when you can't control things all the time on your own?
Yeah.
You have a tip or something?
Yeah, I think that if you can get past your fear, if you can, you know, fear is false enemies appearing real. You can have fun. You can still be a fun guy or person and practice your faith. You could still have a beer and a cigar, play golf. As long as that doesn't become your God. And does that make sense? I mean, it just that the obstacle is making something else your God. It's if going to mass and the Lord is third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, or way down on the list, you're off the track.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Well, thanks for spending time with me today. And again, we're excited to share Hank's story and hopefully a bunch more stories of different men, quite frankly, on different levels on their faith journey. So stay tuned for more. Hank, have a great day and appreciate you coming on.
Tom, thanks for the time. My pleasure.